This is another segment of Rick Davis's Talking Gold. We're going to show you some things about gold that you probably never knew before. Maybe you'd like to, or maybe you wouldn't like to, but stay tuned for some fun and games, and hopefully we'll show you some things you didn't know.
For up-to-the-minute prices on gold, silver, or platinum, visit Rick's website at www.rickdavisgoldendiamonds.com. While there, look for Rick's specials to take advantage of. Rick Davis Gold and Diamonds, your friend in the jewelry business. How does Rick Davis see hundreds of people every day and nobody waits over 15 minutes? It's simply the system. Check in with the Golden Girls first. They divide your jewelry into plastic bins. Next, wait for your number to be called. This may be my favorite part because it is never a long wait and it gives me the opportunity to look around the showroom. Then, when my number is called, I get to see Rick or Jason. Both of them are great. They give me a value on my items and I decide if I want to sell it or not. Of course, I always do because Rick pays the best. Last, I sign out with Miss Norma. She's really a gem, and I'm on my way. I always have a great time with Rick and his friendly staff. I wouldn't go anywhere else.
We'd like to remind you to stop by the store at 5301 Brainerd Road. Come in and chat with us. We're always there to answer your questions. And remember, Rick Davis Gold and Diamonds, your friend in the jewelry business. It's probably worth $300, $350. It's real low grade.
Okay. Let me hang on that. That's what I keep them tied together. Okay, you're talking about a value of about $1,800 between both of them?
$1,800 to $2,000 max. We'll take the stones out and weigh them to get an exact number on them.
Okay.
And what you want to remember that blows most people's mind. That is retail. Okay, so there's a huge difference, $2,000 cash to $9,500, but that's how much they mark them up. Big markup in stores. Big markup.
I would have never thought of it that much. Yeah. All right. All right.
But the one stone, don't let anybody talk you out of the one stone and then not take all of it.
Yeah.
You know, because the one stone is most of your money there. You got your scrap gold and then the other stone, but you know, I mean, that's...
Well, there again, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it.
I understand. That just gives you an idea where you're at. You got $1,800 to $2,000 there of anybody's money. Could go as high as $2,200, but you got to get them out, weigh them, and clean them, and you know, take a real good look at them.
Good deal. All
Okay?
right. What else is that?
Nothing. No.
Good deal.
That's what we do.
Good deal.
Hi there.
Hey.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Looks like you're in the watch business.
Well, no, my husband has become power of attorney over his dad's estate, and his dad, my husband's grandfather, had a watch shop, and so we don't know that these are worth anything or worth nothing.
You just kind of want to know what you got.
And we've kind of tried to research them on the internet, and the only one we've been able to find anything about is the Sarah Coventry one that's in there somewhere.
Which is just a really good brand of costume jewelry. It's an Econo Drive. That's a pretty good little watch.
Okay.
Nothing to write home about, but still, you know,
Okay.
it's a $89, $99 watch in the store. Disney watch, that's probably a $20 watch.
Okay.
The rest of those,
Nothing.
I used to buy them. I'd pay $5. I had a watchman that give me $6 or $7 for parts. in the last 4 or 5 years, the watch business has gotten to the point where no one wants them. The watch people won't even work on them anymore, hardly. It's cheaper to throw a watch in the garbage and go buy you a $50 watch new than it is to repair one.
Okay, I get it. Okay, well, thank you for
Yes,
telling
ma'am.
me anyway.
Thank you very much.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for taking the
Yes,
time.
dear. Okay. All right. I love you. Bye. You may want to erase that if you picked up any of her side of it. She thought she was just going to be cute and make me turn red. What are we doing?
He brought it back. He said he's already been to see.
Oh, yeah, I recognize him. Come on. Just take it out of there and throw it in the 14 karat. $750. I told you to be back, didn't I?
Well, I just want to make sure.
I don't blame you, brother. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 700. 20, 40.
I'm not in your advertising.
No. $750. All right.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you very much. Appreciate the business. Yes, sir. Sign out with Norma over there for me. Just got to keep us legal with her. There's Riley's strong arm again. I think you just come in here so you can get on TV. Is that what it is? You're wanting to be a movie star. Can I have your autograph?
Sure.
How was your trip?
Good. So,
How you doing?
yeah, I done got stuff there. Some of the films. Got some
You
skiing-
seen some of the Sundance films?
Some got some skiing too. I saw
Cool beans.
a half revolution. Half revolution.
Thank you, sir. Another autograph. We about through autographing, aren't we? About $250. It's worth $312. So I'll keep 62 and I'll make it. And
Well, that 250 is gonna help out for sure. Rick, I appreciate you doing that for me.
not a problem, man. 250. Sign out with Norma. You know the program.
Thank you so
All
much,
right, brother. Yes, sir. What'd you pay for those, dude? Do you remember?
I think the one with the diamond was with Texas came up to 4 something. My husband bought it. And the band, I'm not sure how much it was. I think both of them was like in the 3.
You got $100 there totally.
100 total
$100.
for both of them.
Yep. And that's, and all that is wholesale. That's what the jeweler paid for it when they bought it, before they put it out on display at $400 in the stores. Okay?
So it's $100.
That's it. I get $112.20 out of it. So I'll pay you 100 and, you know. Come on in. A Marshall Drucker watch. Where have I seen that before? You remember what you really paid for this?
It was a gift given to me.
They're normally made for awards watches. And by that I'm talking about they'll have a price tag on them of $379. You know, nice little tag up on the corner, and they cost $40 and $50. So, you know, these are something that I really can't use. This is all the good stuff. This is what'll mount up very quickly. And those, if it's just something you want to get rid of, I'll put $40 in the pair. I can put them in my counter at $29 and probably move and make a little bit, but there's nothing there that you can reclaim.
I mean, you can have them or
Okay?
offer me a little something for them because
All right.
I won't ever wear them, and also they're just going to sit at the house and collect dust.
I understand.
If I can get a little something for them, then, you know, that's what I'm here for.
Okay, brother, that's what we're gonna do. I just didn't want you to think I was trying to steal your watches. You know, they don't have a big value, but they've got a value to them.
Right.
Erskine, what's that?
That's where I went to college.
Erskine College?
Erskine College.
Where's that at?
It's located in South Carolina.
Is it?
Due west.
What'd you do there? What'd you take?
I graduated as a physical education major.
Alan Jones?
I haven't heard of Alan Jones.
$420. He's the one that designed check into cash.
Oh, okay.
I think he's got 1,700 locations nationwide. Seems like I heard that number from somewhere. All right, brother, you got to sign out Miss Norma over there for me. And you're ready to roll.
Pink right there?
Uh-huh.
Okay, thank you.
Miss Norma keeps us all straight.
Okay, thank you, Rick.
How you doing? Pretty good. Fair to partly cloudy today. It's going to rain at 4 o'clock on the button. I've already talked to the weatherman. You know who the weatherman is, don't you? It's God. When you say your prayers in the morning, that's where they're at. That's right. And then I helped with a little help from the internet, and it said 4 o'clock the rain would start. So, you know, even God needs a little help from the internet, I think, sometimes. That's it, brother. You've got a $100 bill there, my friend.
I'll take it. You still giving gas, ain't you?
No, sir.
Oh, come on, man.
But I got something better than a gas car. Only pull one of these. If you get two, you're disqualified. They're tiny, but you can get up to $200 in one pull. That one?
I think.
Well, let's see if it's a good one. Get off of there. Looky here, looky here. $80. $80. So you went from $100 to $180. You are. 100 and 20, 40, 60, and 80.
You're gonna get me $80 worth of gas.
Man, that was like getting money from home without writing for it. Good for you, brother. Make sure you tell Judy you drew your $80 when you listen to her again.
Okay, what? I don't
In the counter, in stock. Just $25, $30 watch.
Okay, that was my question.
This is, that's my wife.
Oh, is it? I'm talking about Judy O'Neill. Miss Judy O'Neill.
I tell my wife, she'll be wanting.
Thank you, bro. Okay. Let's see what you can do now. Real Memorex. You know these are all 3 cubics, CZs.
I don't know, doesn't even belong to me, it's,
Garbage.
that's the reason we're kind of doing this separate.
No diamonds there, and $150 there in gold. $153.80. And that is diamonds. That's 50 points, half carat of diamonds. And $160 worth there. You got 160 and 150. Don't sell them? $310. $310. Your driver's license?
Oh, I've got them out in the car. I didn't know you needed driver's
All right,
license.
you can sign out with him if you want to. That'll be all right.
Do I get to drive?
Oh, did you ask to draw? You got to mention a certain name.
Gas advertised on radio.
No. Who did he? Judy. That's what you got to say. Reach in there and get you one.
Just pick one.
Just one. You get two, you're disqualified.
It's just one.
All right, lay it right there. Let's see what you got. Be glad you was lucky, big boy. $5. There's your $5. She got a $5 one. That would have been good. Following segment is Judy O'Neill's Night Talk, live, pre-recorded, where we answer and take calls from call-ins, emails, letters, questions that you may have, and we try to answer it live on the air. So stay tuned and maybe you'll pick up some tidbits of information that will become helpful to you in the following seasons.
All right, you got a question for Rick?
Yes.
Okay.
I've got kind of a two-part question, and I'm sorry if it's kind of long and drawn out, but
All
that's
right.
the way I know to ask it. Back around sometime when gold was got up to nearly 400, we had some little inheritance money, and we bought 3 Cougar Ranches. I'm thinking it must have been 1976, 77, somewhere along in there. They've been in the bank in the safe deposit box ever since. I know one time I was trying to borrow a little money from the bank to pay on a car, and I asked them, could I get a better loan if they took the Cougar Ranch and held them as security for the loan, and he just laughed at me. He said, I'll give you a personal loan, but I don't want your gold. I thought that was kind of funny at the time, but I thought, well, oh well, we lived through it and all. I don't ever hear anybody mention Cougar Ranch when they're talking about buying gold and selling. What would I have to do, or would be the process if I did decide I wanted to sell?
We buy them every day, any day. We have them. I mean, that's a term that's Cougar Ranch are South African Cougar Ranch. They're just like the American Eagles. They come in 1 ounce, ½ ounce, quarter ounce, and tenths of an ounce.
Ours are 1 ounce ones.
Well, your 1 ounce, I was making some notes when you was explaining it. If you bought them at $400, today they're worth $1,600 each. So you've got $4,800 in gold that you have right now at today's prices.
I remember when we got them, I showed them to my dad, and he looked kind of skeptical and said, well, where's your interest going to be on that money?
Right.
And for a few years, I've got 3 kids, and I thought, well, I've got each one of them a medal for my lack of savvy investing. But looking at it now, it don't look quite that bad.
Don't you wish you had a couple of hundred of them now?
Yeah, I'd like to have a wheelbarrow load of them.
You know, hindsight's 20/20. I looked at them. I had a friend of mine that come to me, and he wanted me to buy them at $225. And this is when I was just starting out in the gold business. And I said, man, are you nuts? I said, what do I want with that little coin? And he said, well, it's only $225. It's going to be worth a lot of money one of these days. I said, nah, I'll keep my $225 in my pocket. I ain't going to put that in a little gold coin. Of course, today, if I had them for every one I had, I've got $1,600. And the reason you don't hear a lot about them is when people, United States people, when we're buying gold or bullion and things that we want to put up and, you know, for investment, we like to get American made. So the gold American Eagle is what everybody basically wants. Now your real shrewd investors, they will buy the Cougar Ranch because they can get them about $10 cheaper than the American Eagle. And there again, gold is gold is gold. But
That is my question. Would they sell just for their gold value alone, not any collector value or?
Yes, sir. There's no collector value in it. It's strictly a bullion coin.
Okay.
Now, you'll hear people talking about, and it's kind of pros and cons on it, but everybody wants an American Eagle. You know, they want, when they start buying or investing, they want American-made gold. They want the American Eagle. So what happens to the American Eagle is when they start selling them, instead of being able to sell it at $1,600 an ounce, which is what it's worth today, the people that own it, they'll charge you $40 and $50 more than what gold market is trading at. So that's where you hear the ins and outs. People don't want American Cougarans. They do not, you know, the average person just would rather have an American Eagle than a Cougaran. So they'll back them back $10 below spot when they go to buy them.
So there's almost $40, $50 a person saves by using wise judgment instead of, quote, popularity.
Exactly, exactly. In other words, you're going to buy you 3 more ounces of gold. You can get it for $30 cheaper than what gold actually is if you're trading with the right dealers. If you demand a gold American Eagle, you're going to lose $120 the minute you buy it.
Yep. A lot of stuff you were talking about tonight makes great sense to me.
Well, I mean, it's good common sense, but you just don't think to look at it a lot of times, you know? It's
there's a joke that says trouble common sense. It's not very common.
Yeah, that's true.
I knew some family members that couldn't say Christmas get-together. Certain men in the family all showed off the new cars they had just traded for. Certain of the women showed off the new diamonds they traded for each year, which what it meant, they had perpetual payments. They never got paid off.
Right. That's exactly right.
The other part of my question, 1971, I graduated from Walker Tech. It's now called Georgia Northwestern, but it's Walker Tech back then. And at the time they were ordering rings, the mill where I was working, we were getting about 1 day a week. And I had just bought a brand new car. So I decided I don't believe I'll order me a class ring. And I've heard you mention sometimes that you get different class rings in. And I wonder if I could put you on notice to look for me a 71 Walker Tech if it was possible.
Yes, sir, not a problem. You need to call the store tomorrow.
Okay.
And just either talk to myself or Jason, and we'll put your name on a list, and we'll put the year and the name and the size and, you know, everything. And if we see one come through, we'll definitely call you.
Okay, can they be resized much? Or?
Yes, sir.
Okay, best I've judged, I'm a 15 and a half or 16, depending on my hands swelling.
Yeah, that's all right. We can do that.
Okay.
The
Give me a price estimate about what we're talking about.
Well, a 1971 ring, if you'd have bought it in 1971, that would have been, I graduated in 69.
Under $40.
My class ring was $32.
Yeah.
And I sold my class ring in the boom of 1980, and it brought $160. Today, most of them are bringing $240, $260. Some of them get into $300. And the biggest class ring I have seen that I bought, and, you know, judging from the size of ring you've got to have, $640 was the largest class ring I've bought in the last 3 years.
Okay. That gives me at least a ballpark idea to think about overnight anyway.
Yes, sir. Well, you know, I mean, we can get you a small, a medium, or a large. You know, you can get a jumbo, or you can get one that's not so huge that, you know, nominal price, $250 probably.
Okay. Well, I sure appreciate it.
All right. Thank you for
Have
calling.
Have a good night's sleep. Good night to you. That's a nice gentleman. I needed some bricks to finish the project I had going on at my house, and so he called up here and told me he had 2 truckloads for me to come and get them.
Oh, is that who it was?
Nicest guy in the world, yeah. And then sent me the
I seen
history
your
of them.
pictures the other night.
Pardon?
Of your cats. I seen your pictures. Look
Yeah.
good. Look real good.
You seen 'em?
I've got cats all over my house.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I love lions. I guess that's because they're king of the jungle and they roar.
At one time, I had every print that Guy Koliak and Charles Francais had done in my house.
Really?
84 pictures.
Oh my gosh.
All framed and matted, and I picked them up over 15 years. Of course, Lily, when we got married, Lily's a ballerina. So slowly my lines and my cats started going
Come
further and further
dancing.
down to the basement, and then the garage, and the game room, and then now I think most of them are at the store or over in the eBay store next door. And everything is ballet and Bach and, who knows what else.
That's okay.
It is.
That's
It's
okay.
absolutely all right.
It better be.
Yes, dear.
It is
Yes,
going to be.
dear. That's right.
Now you can watch Rick Davis Talking Gold anytime on Rick's YouTube channel. Just type in www.youtube.com/user/Rick Davis Buys Gold. Rick Davis Gold and Diamonds, your friend in the jewelry business.
I'm Rick Davis, and I'd like to thank you for watching the show. Hope you got some knowledge out of it. Hope you learned some things and picked up some footnotes along the way that you didn't fully understand. If we can answer any questions, remember we're located at 5301 Brainerd Road. We're your friend in the jewelry business. Thank you, and God bless.